Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Fan Art Friday. In this video I'm drawing Daredevil, and it was requested quite a few times in previous Fan Art Friday videos. I was also really excited to work on this because of the recent trailers they released for the upcoming TV series. It looks awesome and really exciting, and a lot of people have really high hopes for this, so if you haven't already, then be sure to check out the trailers because they look so cool. As always, if you have any drawing suggestions, then feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be reading through them and I'll be picking a drawing for next week's video. From the initial sketch to the final drawing, this probably took about 3.5 hours, which is a little bit longer than my usual Fan Art Friday videos, but that's because I spent quite a lot of time trying to figure out how to create the different textures of his suit. So I started off as usual using the Pentel Pocket Brush pen, and then once that was completed I went on to colouring with Copic markers, and I started off by using a cardinal red to create the darker shades of red, just figuring out where the shading was going, and then I filled in some of the other areas with a cadmium red. That was like the mid shade between them, and to begin with I left quite a lot of white areas just to figure out where the highlights were going, and I filled in a few of those areas with a pure pink Copic marker. Once I'd created the initial layer of red for the suit, I started adding a bit more shading with the cool grey Copic markers. These really helped add tone and start to build up the depth of the drawing to contrast with the highlights that I'd already added. I spent quite a lot of time trying to create the wrinkles of his leather suit, especially around the top of his head and underneath his jaw. Creating this texture was actually quite difficult, and it required me to spend quite a lot of time building up the layers. And for the skin tones on his face, I started by using a salmon pink Copic marker, just to build in the mid-tones, and then for the darker tones I added a lipstick natural around the edges of his face and the bottom of his nose and his lips. And then to bridge the gap between the mid-tones and the highlights, I used a bit of powder pink. Using this powder pink Copic marker over the top of the others really helped to create the skin tone and colour that I was looking for. And then once all the Copic marker had been added to Daredevil's head, I started using a black and white Prismacolor pencil to add the highlights and the shading. These really helped to sort of build up the layers and the texture that I was looking for the leather suit. As I mentioned before, it took a little bit longer this time, but after all of that I think this has probably turned out to be one of my most detailed Copic marker drawings so far, and I'm really pleased with it. And then finally, to help the drawing stand out, I added a black background with Copic marker. By leaving a highlight around the edges, it just seemed to help the character stand out from the page. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, if you have any drawing suggestions then please leave them in the comments below as well, and I'll be sure to check them out. And if you enjoy these kind of videos then make sure you're subscribed, and any likes, shares, favourites, that kind of support is greatly appreciated and it really means a huge amount to me. If you want to contact me via Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, I have all of my links in the description box below, and you can feel free to contact me there. If you have any drawing suggestions or feedback, feel free to contact me and I'll get back to you. And once again, thank you so much for all the support on this channel, it really means so much to me. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you all soon.